All right, well, it's Sunday morning, raining. Weather's going to be crap all day, unfortunately, but we're heading out. The last of the crew here. We had a whole bunch of us take off early this morning, like right around 6:15. Canada guys and Fran and everybody started heading north. And anyway, it's about, I don't know, 8:30 or something now. I haven't even paid attention. And ceremoniously, these are going in the can. These Nelson rig pants that have got perforations through the crotch and everything everywhere. Bye-bye. Throwing them away. Because Gus gave me this jumpsuit. You can see my reflection here. It's a Revit one-piece, and he's the man. And he gave me these gloves, too. God, what a great guy. Thanks, Gus. My held air and dries are good, but they're getting a little stinky. I need to wash them up. So these are heated and super fancy. I was going to check my oil before I hit the road here. Yeah, it's good oil. I can get it off the center stand and I can see the level. But yeah, I haven't even planned my route. I have no idea where I'm going. I'm just going. These guys are going to head out a particular way, and I will probably follow along with them for a little bit. I haven't decided if I'm going west or south. I'll need to get fuel eventually. Wake up. Figure out my plan here. Close all the crap. Close all. I need to turn off that Wi-Fi because I'm not on house Wi-Fi anymore. Alright, no recently used apps. Clear. Bye-bye. Okay, so maps, driving. I'm just going to do that and edit out my address, but you guys probably know where I live anyway. And let it figure out my route home. Finding best route. So, the weather forecast was showing that this southerly route is pretty wet, so I think I'm going the West Virginia side. What are you guys doing? All right, buddy. I think I'm doing the West Virginia side and going that route, and then I may end up cutting over and staying out of southern Texas, Louisiana area because I think it's raining over there as well. So that's going to be my path. That's the way I'm going. I'm just going to hit start. I'll get 400 or 500 miles down and reevaluate what the plan is for tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to crush all the way through this today. Progress is going to be slow going and not so much fun. These gloves are nice. They're Magna. I'll let you know how they go later in the day, but kind of like them. Pull this up through here. Easy closure. Full gauntlet, but only one real closure to mess with. You got this one that you can close on the wrist if you need it, but the bulk of it happens right there on that one. Very similar to the held air and dries, but the held air and dry, it's extremely tight even at its most open position, just because of the way the wrist gauntlet is sewn. It's hard to get your hands past that constriction point. Now these are heated. I'm probably not going to run the heated portion. I'll try that out another time. They're a little bigger than the helds. They're not quite as the finger length. I'm noticing the Dumbo ears, but yeah, whatever. I'll survive. Ah. Okay, man. And here's Garmin doing its touch-sensitive nonsense with the rain. Oh yeah, and these there's wipers on both fingers of this. That's really cool. I'm going to enjoy that today, I think. All right, I'm going to move over to the side here and let these guys roll, and I will follow behind them. Get the outro. Something got on the exhaust on this bike, and it's stinking. I don't know what it is. I noticed it yesterday. I need to check down there by my catalytic and see if I got a plastic bag or something. I do remember running over a plastic bag on the highway, and I'm wondering if it got wrapped up in the under tray down here and it's burning on the exhaust because it smells plastic. That's why I was checking my oil. Like, wait a minute. I think the bike's not getting overheated, is it? He's fighting with the quad lock, trying to get it on there with gloved hands. Good luck with that. I'll bring up the tail. in the eyeballs. So I'm just gonna kind of follow the computer here and hope that it sends me the right direction. I'm not in any real rush to get back to Houston, but I'm hoping to get in by, you know, end of day Monday. So it gives me 36 hours or so, you know. Probably avoid riding all night like I did coming up here. That was just a trial to see if I could do it. It was more of a personal challenge, fighting against the injury and the pain and everything that I'm constantly dealing with. I just wanted to see if I could do it, and I made it, but my butt and back are still hurting a lot. Kind of pushed a little further than I should have, but yeah, that's me. Not necessarily sane, not necessarily smart. So I'll break it up on the way back, I think. The weather did not cooperate for the Burch ride this year, but we had a great time hanging out there at the Airbnb. That is just a great plan. We're going to do this again next year. That's at least the tentative plan. Is we want to try to get that same spot for the meetup, because it's just a great rally spot. The way the house is set up, you know, plenty of room for everybody to stretch out and store their gear, and just it worked out really well. And I got the guest of honor, which I don't understand. I got the master suite, which was just huge, massive. I'll put all the pictures in here and show you that. But oh man, this palatial master suite in that house, and I had that whole thing to myself, which I don't deserve it. But thank you everybody for voting me into that spot. Jeremiah and the guys are really the ones that championed that cause, and I do appreciate it. It's going to be a soggy day. The south track is looking wetter than this westerly route. The rain is moving south to north. It looks like it's just kind of training straight up the line here, so it's going to get nasty. So, see you, buddy. I brought my passport with me on this trip. I was thinking, you know, if everything goes well and my back and shoulders aren't giving me too much hell, I might actually ride up to Newfoundland, you know, go all the way up through Maine and all that, and hit the border up there, go over and take a look at everything. But I could make it there from here. It wouldn't be a problem, but the return trip I think might be a little too much. It would put me at least 2 more days behind, and I don't know if I'd want to do a 2,300 mile return trip, so yeah. I'll do it another time. Oh, I forgot to change the live stream, dang it. I was going to put, you know, tracking back home and all that. I'll do that when I stop for fuel later. Put my notice up there that it's the return trip now. The event's over, so, you know, interest is probably waning. Nobody's really paying attention anymore, but it was good fun. We had quite a few simultaneous viewers, even through the long trek of me heading up here. And I saw some of the comments. I haven't been able to replay it all because the YouTube chat only gives you, you know, maybe 2 pages worth of comments when you go look at it. But people were cheering me on, rooting me on, and thanks for all the donations, everybody. I'll name you all later in a live stream or something like that. But thank you so much for the donations. That was great. I had a lot of buy me coffee donations and Venmos and PayPals and stuff like that come in. So thanks so much. That's that's good motivation. And Eric Woodward, Eric, thank you. I'll name you right now because I saw your $500 donation. My God, thank you, sir. That is just amazing and way above and beyond the call of normal gratitude, man. That is just, thanks so much. But I'll name everybody. They're like, oh my God, he's still going, he's still going, he's still going. I wasn't able to tune in for a lot of that because I'm just trying to focus on the road and decide where my limits are in the dark. So I didn't want to divide my focus too much. Return trip is going to be a little slower, I think. As I recall, we rode this either in the 22 or 23, was it, or 21 or 22 Burch meets. This road right here, Governor's Way. Or Governor's Bridge, whatever this is. .424 north, I think that's where these guys are going. Turn on my Carta so I get my directions and don't just follow these guys home by accident, which wouldn't surprise me. Oh, that's a nice place. So we all talked about additional meetups and different times of year and location, and you know what would those look like, where would they be, and all that. And I'm trying to hatch an idea. A lot of people have asked me to do a group meet, you know, ride or just a destination event, something like that. So what I have theorized or postulated in my wee little mouse brain is maybe 2 meets a year that I'll try to be the gatherer. You know, I don't really want to be the focal point of it, but I'll try to help facilitate it through social media and the YouTube channel and all that. But maybe one somewhere kind of in the Tennessee area, because that's kind of central, slightly eastern U.S., and that might be okay for people to ride in from the northeast and do all that. And then one more toward northern Texas or, you know, Arkansas area, something like that. That way the southern U.S. people don't have as far to go, and they'll pick that one. And then the Tennessee, kind of Tennessee, Kentucky area, that would be something for the northeast people to come down. So we'll see. It's not that far for me to ride. I'm used to these long, crazy rides, but I have the flexibility working for myself that I can take more time off than a lot of people can from their jobs. So a lot of these events that are, you know, 500 or 800 miles away from someone's house, they have to break up that trip, you know, 1 or 2 days to ride there and then another 1 or 2 days to ride back. So it's already a 4-day trip, not including the event itself. And a lot of people getting 5 days off of work is hard. A 3-day weekend, 4-day weekend is easier. So I'll try to coordinate that. If anyone has suggestions, let me know. You know, if a particular area of the U.S. that you would like to go visit, it probably won't be structured rides, you know, not necessarily a ride where everybody just gets together and caravans up like this. More of like a destination hangout, where we all rally at some point and we just get there. But there are good roads to ride getting there and in and around that area for, you know, people that want to go out and ride in the evening or whatever and go soak up the scenery. But do something like this with this Airbnb or cabins or something like that, where you're not necessarily forced to moto camp and live in the wild like I typically do. They give you a couple of options. So. full corkscrew here. Fun, fun. Oh, they waited up on us. That's cool. Miles to 50 west. Looks like I'm probably splitting from the boys because they're in an exit-only lane, and I've got 3 miles to continue on to the 495. So later all, enjoy. Be a wet, soggy ride home. But another brave soul out on a bike today. It's not one of our crew. Just entered Virginia. Normally it's fairly pretty through here, but not today. Not today. Pretty dreary and ugly. Miles to 66 west. Ooh, it's a misty mess today. Miles to 66 Express outside the Beltway, it says. I have no idea. I'm just riding, listening to the computer tell me where to go. Hopefully it's not steering me wrong and I end up in Canada somewhere. Wow, it's beautiful out here. Just getting into the Shenandoah area. Oh, it's beautiful. The rain finally stopped about 20 miles back. I'm on 66 west now, headed to 81 south. I love this area out here. If the weather was nicer today, I'd go over and ride through the Shenandoah skyline again. I'm just going to crush on. Hopefully the weather improves as I get a little further west and then southwest. We'll see. This isn't too bad. It's chilly. It's low 60s out here or something like that, maybe high 50s, but it's doing all right. And the rain gear that Gus gave me is doing well. Thank you so much, Gus. I can feel it's coming through the knees a little bit. It's not 100% waterproof, but a whole lot better than what I had before. So at least I'm not doing swamp balls right now, which is what the case would have been with those Nelson rig pants that decided to perforate that inner liner. I don't know what that was all about. Gloves are doing well so far too. My hands are good and warm, and I'm not even using the heated portion of it. They're dry. I don't feel any moisture. So good stuff. Thank you, Gus. Man, you made my return trip so much easier. Keep on rolling through the hills of Virginia here. I'm getting hungry. I didn't have breakfast this morning. We had burgers last night at the Airbnb. Burch stopped and got a bunch of food on his way back. Thank you, sir. I need to send you some money for the food and the was it the 18 pack of Dos Equis that you got me. I drank about half those. Left the other, there were 6 or some odd left in the fridge. I just left them there for the next visitors to the site. But yeah, we had burgers and chips and a bunch of stuff last night. I don't even know what time it was, 8 o'clock or something like that. And I haven't had anything since then, so I'm starting to get a little hungry. I'm kind of hoping that I find a Cracker Barrel on the road somewhere. I'm hankering for fried chicken and gravy and mashed potatoes and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, we'll see. I remember there was a nice little diner that I stopped at out here on my trip 2 years ago. It was right in this area. I pulled off because I got tired of the traffic. It was really busy out here that day, and everybody was just being hyper aggressive and inconsistent. I just had enough, so I jumped off on a side highway right before I got over to the Chattanooga skyline, and I'll throw pictures in here. I don't remember what the restaurant was, but it was good. It was quite good. The line was ridiculous. It was a busy day. I can't remember what day it was. I was headed back, but we waited like 45 minutes to get food. It was kind of rough. But yeah, I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to shoot for a Cracker Barrel on the road. We'll find out. Holy shit. I just passed a sign, you know, with all the restaurant squares on it, and there's a Cracker Barrel. I'm going to stop. Stop for Cracker Barrel late breakfast. I might do the lunch. We'll see. But yeah, right here. Holy crap. I didn't realize that last time I came through here that there was a Cracker Barrel, because I might have stopped at that. There's Shenandoah skyline. So apparently right up here at this exit is a Cracker Barrel. Woohoo! Cracker Barrel and Buc-ee's are probably my favorite places to stop along the road. Good spots. I wish Buc-ee's had places to sit and eat. They want you to get your crap and get out, but at least Cracker Barrel has got nice indoor dining. I hope this is it. Royal Winchester. I'll get off here and I'll plug it in the phone. I missed what it said the exit for Cracker Barrel was. Didn't notice if it had a name. Maybe we'll see it on the signs here. Not that sign. Not that sign. Yes, that sign. So, right, 0.3. Okay, cool. That's a lot of information to absorb in one shot. And here's Cracker Barrel right there. There's Cracker Barrel. I'm going to eat. I don't know how to get back in there, but I'll figure it out. I'm trying to ignore Google in my head telling me to do a U-turn. Nope. I'm not going to do it. Nope. I know where I'm going. I know where I want to be. I want to be right there at Cracker Barrel sucking down some warm coffee and some home-cooked food, or home-style food anyway. Don't. Take the next left, then turn left. Nope. I know where I'm going. Shut up. No, lady, you don't understand. I'm hungry. I'm not turning around. I'm going right here. I know where I'm going. Shush. Oh, they're busy. Yee. Man. I'll see how long the wait is. If it's more than 30 minutes, I'm not doing it. Place is looking pretty packed. signal. Thank you. Not. Well, there's a front row right there. I think that's going to be the one. I'm going to at least check their waiting list and see how long it's going to be. Ugh. All right, I'll get back with you in a moment. All right, well, that was a lot of food, way more than I needed, but I'm not hungry anymore, I'll tell you that. Okay, guys looking for a spot, and I'm just about to leave. Okay, so I'm going to go find fuel and hit the road again. I'm not sure where it's going to be, but I saw a couple of gas stations on the way through this little commercial park here. I think there was a Chevron and some others, and I'll find something. Fill it up, hit the road. I've been looking at the radar. Patrick Scribner, one of my watchers and followers who's been tuned into the live stream for the last several days, he has been giving me weather reports. Thank you so much, sir. Originally, my plan was to go all the way through Tennessee west and kind of dump into Arkansas, but it looks like Arkansas might be a mess. So I'm going to replot my route here, and I think I'll go down south through Alabama, maybe Birmingham. Not really sure what the path is going to have in store for me, but we'll see. It looks like it's going to be a little bit soggy no matter which direction I go, and I'll have to camp up for the night somewhere. That's all right. I don't mind. If it were clear, I might attempt a much longer run, but I don't think it's going to be clear. So just do what I can do. Roll with the punches. It's gorgeous. Look at that. Clouds over the top of the mountains. It's just beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. All right, well, rejoining you from the road. I've been rolling for about 2.5 hours or so. It's time to feed the bike and stretch my legs. I'm getting pleat burns in my butt cheeks again. Stopped at a Love's here. I have no idea where I am. And it's looking like I might get wet, so I might have to put the rain suit back on. It's getting pretty thick, and I saw rain bands over here just off the highway, so I think it might be time to garb up. So anyway, I'll fill up the bike, check where I am, kind of look at the forecast and see if I should press on or wait it out. And I just saw a lightning strike, so yeah, it might get interesting in a minute. And I guess now that this guy left, I'll go ahead and move the bike forward to the next spot. Be a conscientious soul. If it cuts loose and starts raining, I might be hanging out right here for a bit. Hey, that one, not the other one. Okay, anyway, I'll let you know how things go here in a few minutes. But yeah, that's rain. That's rain. Okay, it's been about 45 minutes, I guess, 30 or 45, something like that. The rain has pretty much blown through from that direction to that direction, and we've got ourselves a rainbow. I caught a couple of good pictures before the truck parked here and blocked my view, but yeah, we got an active rainbow going on over there. Pretty cool. I was thinking maybe it was a double because I saw another band up higher, but it's faded out to just that one now. Anyway, so I'm going to hit the highway again, run another, I don't know, hopefully a couple 100 miles if I can. I'm trying to get down toward like Knoxville if I can, but we'll see how things go. And find a place to set up a tent and camp it out tonight, I guess. I'm debating on whether to put the rain gear on or not. It's not raining here. The highway is going to be wet, and it might be sprinkling a bit on the way through where I'm going, but I'd rather not get in the monkey suit again if I can avoid it. I think what I will do is put on the jacket that Gus gave me. I'll just let my legs get wet. I don't care. If it gets real bad, I'll go ahead and put on the monkey suit, but it's so much easier to just have a jacket on the top. And I will do the waterproof gloves because I don't want to get the new Olympias of mine wet, because they will turn my hands black and blue. I always forget these things are backwards. Alright, well, get out in it, crush some more miles. I'm not making real good progress today. My leisurely breakfast and then slow roading with all the rain early this morning has put me pretty far behind my hopeful schedule, but yeah, whatever. It'll be a 2-day ride getting back. And where are the gloves? No, those aren't it. Those aren't it. Those, yep, there they are. 1 and 2. All right, on the road again. Wet roads, but no precip on the radar, so we'll see how that turns out. So I'm going to head on down toward Bristol and take the 81 down to 59, I think. Kind of take the middle path. I was looking at the more westerly path, and it looks like there's rain over there, Arkansas and into North Texas. So I'm going to skip that. But I'm not getting that far tonight anyway, so it might be just moot. But it's hard to know what tomorrow morning is going to hold. So I'm trying to knock the mile counter down. It's 11:38 miles to go. I want to get it down to about 900 for tomorrow if I can. So I got a couple 100 miles to crush before it gets too late in the day. Still got a lot of sunlight left, but clouds and more rain might alter that. We'll see how things go. Ridge Parkway. I would have liked to have ridden some of that on the way back home, but just slow my forward progress far too much. Stephen F. Austin. I wonder if it's the same Stephen F. Austin for the park down there in Sealy, Texas. How many Stephen F. Austins were there in history? I guess I'll have to look that up. Well, starting to get some rain again. Hopefully it's just sprinkles. I don't want to stop and put on the monkey suit. Well, looks like I'm going to have wet legs again. This is more than just a little sprinkle. We've got some rain up ahead here. Doesn't look too bad, but, you know, soggy legs. This isn't bad though. Spring rain showers, no problem. Torrential downpour like the crap that I was in down in Louisiana. That's not fun. That's not fun at all. Ooh, that's bright. I'm in the Hungry Mother State Park in Grayson Highlands or something like that area. Beautiful through here. Love this. Deep valleys and really tall green trees and hills. Beautiful. I'm gonna have to stay in here sometime. I would just go to this park over here, Hungry Mother, and camp up for the night, but it's not far enough south. I need to burn some more miles, so I don't have so many to knock down tomorrow. Beautiful. And the cops are out. I've been staying right around the speed limit, mostly getting out of Virginia, or the kind of northeastern portion of Virginia. Traffic was real heavy, and I was running fast for a while. I told the guys on Discord, I'll go ahead and tell it here, I had a couple of trucks, one in particular, intentionally tried to take me out. I didn't have the camera running, but he came around from behind me. I'm behind another rig at, you know, a safe following distance, running to like 68, speed limit 70. This other truck behind me comes flying around the side of me and gets right next to me and then scoots over on top of me. I had about a second and a half to nail the brakes and go to the shoulder, and there wasn't much of a shoulder. It was through a twisty pass area, and it was actually an uphill, kind of an uphill right. So the guy intentionally did it. I mean, he knew I was there. He just came around me, and he hadn't even barely gotten his cab wheels past me, and he hit the signal and just started coming right over on top of me. And I nailed the brakes and the horn and managed to scrub enough speed just as his trailer went right across the front of the bike. Just barely made it. And of course there's cars right behind me, so they about rear end me, and you know, while I'm hitting the brakes and all this, just complete shit stain. So anyway, you know, I back way off and trying to figure out what's up this guy's ass, and then he slows down to like 50 miles an hour, and it's not because he was climbing a hill, because you know, it wasn't much of a grade. He was being a dick. He just decided to brake check me and shove me into the shoulder. So I went off to the left lane, and he got backed up by the truck that was in front of him a little bit later, and then he was gunning it and trying to, you know, race me and block me out, and he tried to scoot over on top of me again, but there was already another car right behind me, so he was going to take out two people. So yeah, anyway, I had enough of that shit, and just dropped the gear and took off, and I was running triple digits, I won't say how fast, and it was just hauling balls, and just, you know, put about 10 miles between us, and I got to deal with that shithead. And traffic was getting real thick, and I was doing a right lane bust down a merge lane on the right side at triple digit, and I look over just as I cleared a bunch of the cars, and in the left lane was a state trooper going about, I don't know, 5 or not quite 10 over the limit. He was going like 78. So I grabbed a handful of brakes and shed 30 miles an hour, and just basically matched him right off of his back bumper, 2 lanes over. And there was another one of the cars that was just being a dick. The whole time he was trying to race me and, you know, shut me out, and just being a tool for like 5 miles. And he was following right behind me, and just before I hit the brakes to shed speed, he went squirting out, right, just barely missed the back of me and the semi that I had just gone around, and he went flying out, and he went past that trooper and got nailed. Absolutely nailed. The trooper let him go by. He was an unmarked. He let him go by and get about, I don't know, 100 yards out ahead of him, and then he nailed the gas and switched lanes and got right in behind him, ran the tag, and turned on the blues. Flashy, flashy, you lose, jack off. I don't know why these people are raging, just being shitheads, but yeah, little instant karma puts them in check sometimes. I'm glad I didn't go by that cop, because I would have gotten it, and you know, I had a legitimate reason for trying to evade people trying to squash me. That's not cool. Anywho, since that point, I've been running pretty steady, just under the limit, and I've seen 4 more people pulled over on the shoulder here in the last 30 miles. So the Popo are out shopping. They're hunting. Welcome to Tennessee. Just passed over the state line somewhere back there. Saw exit 1A. So we are in Tennessee. Tennessee Welcome Center. Next right. One of these days I want to stop at these visitor centers and just check them out. I used to get maps at every visitor center I passed. Pre-GPS days, you know. That's the easiest. Hey, there's the state sign. Tennessee welcomes you. Right. It got windy and cold just as soon as I crossed the state line too, man. It was like 3 or 4 miles ago. Wow, the wind just picked up out of nowhere. 30-mile-an-hour gusts, and it's chilly, so there's another cold front through here. Anywho, pre-GPS days, the best way to travel on a motorcycle would just be to stop at the visitor centers at each state, you know, on the state line, just as you go in, and grab a couple of maps. They're always free, and put them in a, you know, tank bag or your backpack or a roll bag on the back seat, whatever. Figure out where you're going. GPS has made everybody lazy, forgetting how to read maps these days, myself included. It's so much easier though to look at a paper map, full sheet, you know, and you get all the, you can see where everything connects and all the squigglies, and, you know, find the good roads to ride. Much easier than on a GPS. You're not trying to pinch and zoom and drag around because you can't see enough of it all at once. When you zoom it back to get a big enough view, you lose all the small highways and the stuff, and it just shows the major arteries. So with a paper map, you get to see a lot more detail. Tennessee. I need to do more touring and exploring here in Tennessee. It's a very pretty state. I usually only pass through it. I'm not really here to take in the sights as much as I'm just going through it as a transit area. So I have to make it a point to come try out some stuff here in Tennessee. That's at speed limit 70. This thing is not updated. It's telling me I'm speeding. Anyway, save the battery. I'll check back in with you when I figure out where I'm staying tonight. Try to get down to Knoxville, maybe a little further, I'm not sure. I don't want to ride at night tonight. I don't feel like it. My eyes are tired already. I don't know why. I've got kind of a headache behind my eyes. And that doesn't bode well for nighttime riding. You know, I'm already distracted, so I don't want to add to my list of variables. Crushed enough miles on the first day up. 25 and a half hours straight. I'll break that up this time. listening to my stream music and making sure that the live map is running. It's running. It updates every 5 seconds, 10 seconds. 13 people tuned in right now. Not much to see. Just me tracking on the road. Music's good though. Next time I'll add 3 or 4 tracks and put them on loop instead of just this one. I was going to do that before I left and I just ran out of time. I forgot. There it goes. It updated again. So it's about 20 to 30 second updates, it looks like. I think sometimes it's more frequent because I've seen it pop in 5-second increments a few times, but maybe it's just cellular connectivity. The GPS down there uses, I think it's a 4G LTE card. Pretty cool. It'd be nice if I could put up weather stats over it and live speed and all that. Now I think this tracker is supposed to show live speed, but that's what I was having problems with it crashing. The application was crashing, so it would show the bike or the device when you click on it, and then it could have a speed and direction and whatever. I think even G-forces or something. I don't know, but it was like a multi-display over it, showing exactly what it was doing and where. And the app just kept crashing. I went out on a couple test rides to record it and see what it looked like. And every time I came back and looked, it ran for about, I don't know, 2 minutes, 3 minutes or something like that. It didn't show any position updates, and then the app would just crash out. So, I don't know. Must have a bug in it, who knows. But it's doing this much okay. Alright, checking in from the road. I'm about 55 miles outside of Knoxville, and I've got 999 to go. Just broke the 1,000-mile cruncher. Not that I haven't done 1,000 miles. I've got 1,000 miles to go. So I've done about 500 today. I want to keep going a little bit. We got another maybe hour or so until dark. What is it? This says 7:54, so 8 o'clock. Yeah, we got maybe 45 more minutes of light, something like that. So I'll ride till dark and figure out where I'm at. I should be able to get into Knoxville and then decide what my plan is. I don't want to be in Knoxville for rush hour traffic in the morning, so I want to get on the south side of it probably. Man, they're going slower than I am. I haven't passed anybody today. Well, not for a while anyway. Old Yoda. Cool Yoda. You don't see those old ones on the road much anymore. Coming up on Knoxville here pretty soon. 7 miles to 40 west. Pretty sunset, if the trees would let me see it. Oh. Yep. There it is. China. Alright, well, checking in from the road. I'm past, Knoxville. I'm headed down toward Chattanooga. About 60 some odd miles this side of Chattanooga. I'm gonna have to stop and get fuel soon. It ain't flashing yet, but it's about to be any moment. I've run a good 250 miles or so on this tank. I'm getting pretty good fuel economy too. 57.3, so plus 10 generally. So it's getting about 65 to 67 right now, it seems like. I'll know when I stop and calculate it. But yeah. Anyway, crushing on. I'm going to get to the Chattanooga area. I think I'll call it quits for tonight. It's 9:08 p.m. So I'm getting weary. Still have that headache behind my eyes, and my butt is hurting a lot. My butt hurts, man. All right. Well, the bike just started getting low, flashing on fuel, telling me feed me. So I'm getting off. My butt needs a break anyway. Wiggles. Never heard of the place, but okay, I'm here. Oh, there's a Sunoco over there. Yeah, this one will be fine. Almost half of the pumps here at this place are bagged up. They're not working, so I don't know if they're out of gas or what the story is. Hopefully they got enough for me. Otherwise, I'm going across the street and bugs everywhere. So I'm down to 902 miles to go, and don't know how much further I'm going to push on. I think I'll be stopping in Chattanooga. Alright, this sucks. It just started raining, and I'm in the middle of nowhere, and I have no clue what is ahead of me. So I am stopping to check radar and also put on my rain gear here. This is going to blow. Nighttime, unfamiliar highways, not ideal at all. Of course, these people don't even bother scooting over. Okay. Ah. Okay. Yeah, it's starting to sprinkle. I've been seeing a lot of lightning off in the distance here, and I was hoping that my path was curving away from it, but that doesn't appear to be the case. So now I got to put on the monkey suit. God, I'm just waiting to get killed, because these people don't even bother scooting over. You got empty lanes, you fuckwits. Jesus Christ, man. 2 empty lanes of traffic. They don't even bother scooting over. They could just give a shit about somebody's life, you know. Oh, you want to inconvenience me? Think I'm going to scoot over? Fuck you. Yeah, at least the rig scooted over. That was nice. I got to see what I'm doing here. I got to take my boots off too. I can't get my boots through this. So this is going to suck. That's blinding me. So I got to pull the boot off. Don't dance in the rain too much, because the sock is going to get wet, and then it's going to go back in the boot. Oh. Less than ideal. Less than ideal. I could have stopped in town back there, but man, I don't even know what town I just went through. I'll have to look at the the map track and figure out, because man, let me tell you, that traffic is insane back there in that city. The roads are twisty-turny, and nobody maintains speeds. They want to be right up your ass. I mean, literally within a foot at 70 miles an hour. Changing over the top of each other, fighting about lane position. Oh, I mean, give me a break, man. And the roads are not level. They're very off camber and twisting around and all that. So, yeah. Good fun, man. Good fun. Can't see. There we go. You guys probably can't see either. It's dark. Wrong boot. This boot. So I've got to find a place to camp up. I was hoping to get all the way to Chattanooga. I don't think I made it to Chattanooga yet. That may have been Chattanooga that I just went through. That was insane. Yeah, this is hard to do. In the dark, can't see anything. Trying to feel my way through with unfamiliar gear. These people aren't even scooting over. What a bunch of asswipes. I've had a couple of them buzz the rumple strips. That means they were over the white line. I mean, you see how close those things are to me. Jiminy. Yeah, exhaust is hot. Don't burn the gear. Yeah, this sucks. This really sucks. Get on. Get on. Get the fuck. Get the fuck. Quasi's getting cranky. Alright, there we go. Stop fucking with me. Unravel, you little cunt. Thank you. Alright. Now I gotta do the chicken dance. Get both arms on, which is really entertaining. Jesus Christ. In the dark. And that thing is turned inside out. Alright. Got one side up. Kinda. Jesus, what a clown show. There it goes. It keeps turning itself inside out because the sleeves on this Ruka jacket are grippy. They've got like a rubber texture on the elbows. So the rain suit trying to slide over it is getting gripped and spun and turned inside out. I cannot find the zipper. There it is. Goddamn motherfucker. Not one of these motherfuckers even scoots over. Look at this shit. Empty lanes, cocksuckers. Complete lack of courtesy and procedure. It's the law. You scoot the fuck over. Look at that asshole. Empty lanes. What a cunt. Okay, let's have fun. Yeah. It's fun. Lots of fun. Okay, all this stuff is soaked now. I gotta find my gloves. Jesus Christ, man. Empty fucking lanes. He's over the yellow. Or over the stripe. Son of a bitch. These people aren't friendly. Welcome to Tennessee. I pulled off in a spot where they can definitely see me. So before I get totally garbed up here, I don't want to burn these pants. I need to figure out what the radar looks like ahead of me and where I'm going to stop. Another asshole not yielding in the lane. Okay. Don't burn the pants. Where am I? Yeah, I'm coming right through this shit. That's where I am right there. Damn. Yeah, okay. So, this app won't let you pinpoint when it's in the landscape. Piece of shit. Where am I, asshole? Fuck you. Where is it? It's not even giving me a dot. Yeah. Okay, so I'm right in the middle of that shit. It looks like it's going to blow through, but I'm headed right toward a whole bunch of stuff down here at Fort Payne. So, okay. Yeah, I'm just on the other side of Chattanooga. Alright, well, I'm going to find a spot. Cracker Barrel near me. 2 miles, Birmingham Highway. They're closed. They used to let people stay in their parking lot. I might do that. 10 miles, East Ridge, Tennessee. Let's do that. I think I'll park. I'll just park up in their lot and. Is that 59? No. It's back the other way. No. This one's close. It's behind me? No, I'm not going back the other way. Yeah, I would have to go back the other way. I ain't going back the other way. So I just passed Tennessee Welcome Center back there. Headed into Georgia on 24. 24 over to 59, yeah. Okay, well. I'm going to march on. I'll find something, maybe a Walmart parking lot, or I don't even know. I'll figure it out. Crap. Cut this, of course.
Let's take I-59 south and I-10 west.
Bundled up in here. I don't know. I don't care. This is a busy fucking highway. There's the Georgia sign. I could have stopped at the Georgia sign. I don't like this at all. Not even a little bit. Don't like this. It's windy. It's wet. It's dark. Don't like this. I could moto camp, stealth camp, or I can just find a hotel. I don't know, I didn't look at the forecast for this area while I was stopped back there. I don't know if it's going to be continuing this schmoo all night. If it is, it's probably just smarter to stay in a hotel. I'll go down, excuse me, I'll go down the road a few minutes and get a little bit further inside of Alabama and look for a spot, whether it's a motel or a hidey hole behind somebody's business. Figure it out. Ooh, it is windy. Left 2 lanes, it says. Alright. Go that way. Yeah, more lightning. Oh, good stuff. Yeah, nobody even scoots over for disabled vehicles. It's just crazy. It's like everybody here has no clue about how to drive. How to just have courtesy. Come on, give me a break, man. I'm tired. I'm not in the mood to put up with this tonight. Especially with the wet. No spanks. No spanks. Alright, well, good morning to everyone. It's Monday, and welcome to Quasi Stealth Camp. Kind of stealthy. Not really stealthy. I mean, I'm visible, but nobody knows where I am. I am at the Alabama Welcome Center, just a couple miles inside the border. I don't know how far I am. It's way up there. Where's my finger? There it is. It's way up there. I'm down the hill between the highway, as you can see. Listening to that all night, but put my earplugs in, so I'm fine. Anyway, I tried to set up on the property up there, but the security guy came around and said, man, I would let you, but there's another guy that's coming in at midnight, and he's a stickler for the rules, and he'll call the cops and have you rousted out of here. He said, if you go down there somewhere where you're not visible from up here, then no one's going to bother you. So that's what I did. That's all right. I was going to set up in the woods here, but it's real loamy in here. Like this leaf base is probably anywhere from 12 to 18 inches deep, and you never know what might be hiding in that, so better to not set up in there. Yeah, anyway, my bike is way up there on the hill, about to go up and pack it up. It's just before 6 a.m. I'm going to shake off the rain and the dew from the hammock and the tarp here, pack them up, and hit the road. So hopefully I'll be rolling by 6:30. So here's the vantage from the top. I was right down there in that open clearing in the center of the frame, up a very, very steep hill here, which won't look steep on camera. There's the bike right there. Hiding at the edge of the parking lot. Ugh. If I can not fall down on this slippery grass. Ugh. Yeah, so now from up here, that kind of gives you a scale. It's down about 35, 40 feet. It's all right. It did okay. I did okay. A little chilly this morning, and it's very wet. It's been kind of raining off and on all night. And there's some thunderstorms brewing just a little to the west of here. But so far hasn't really unzipped here. I think I'm going to probably run into some rain on the highway headed out. But the idea now is I'm just going to hit the highway, go straight down 59 that way, and end up going down through the edge of Louisiana into Texas. So depending on how the rain looks on the radar, I might end up going more westerly over toward Arkansas and then coming down more south through Texas, but we'll find out. In the meanwhile, I'm going to go in there, avail myself of the restroom, brush my teeth, and hit the road. Okay, welcome back to the morning. It's Monday morning. I don't know what day of May, whatever this is. Anywho, what the be the 6th, May the 6th. I'm leaving the Alabama Visitor Information Center, where I stealth camped overnight. We're right down there. Where? That way, right there. I've got about 850 miles, a little over 800 miles to get home today. It looks like the forecast ahead of me has been rainy, so it's going to be a lot of wet roads and stuff, but I didn't see any active precip or storms brewing or rolling in. So, but yeah, there's a plan. I'm headed out, and I'm certain I can crush all the miles today. I'm not in a huge hurry to get back home, but I need to get there. I've got some work stuff that needs to happen. If I had more time, I would probably go over toward the Natchez Trace and take a leisurely roll down the Natchez Trace and break it up and take another day, but I don't think that's going to happen unless I just drastically change my mind in the next 30 minutes. So anyway, 805 miles, there it is. It shows that I'm going to get in about 6:20 tonight if I don't have too many stops or waits or whatever, so I'll be getting in the evening rush hour, but that's okay. And that'll let me get to work tomorrow. So take care of a couple fires that are burning actually tonight, because they, of course, Murphy's Law. Yeah, I take off and stuff breaks. One of my long-term customers called me and said that they lost one of their servers. Just it's misbehaving, and they went to shut it down and it wouldn't shut down. It's a virtual machine. It hung, and it's been in limbo now since Thursday when I left. So they literally called me like Thursday late morning, 10:30, 11 a.m. It's like, oh man, I'm already in Louisiana and I am not coming back. So anyway, I'll sort that when I get home tonight. It shouldn't be too big a deal. Might have to restore from backup, but we'll get it going. It's not a critical server. It is line of business, but it's not critical, so they can survive without it. So here's the road. Wish me luck. I'll tune in as things develop and get interesting, but this is not going to be interesting. It's super slab all the way home. I'm not really stopping anywhere for anything interesting unless, again, my ideas on the day change drastically in the next 30 minutes, because if it doesn't happen in 30 minutes, it's not going to happen. That's the reroute. So catch you in a bit. Okay, welcome to Birmingham morning traffic. We're all cruising along 70, 75. Some people are ripping 80, 90. And we came over a hill and the highway is almost full stop, but then why? There's nothing here. Hello. Everybody slowed down to, maybe 5 miles an hour. I thought I was going to end up wearing that Jeep behind me. I've never been through Birmingham in morning traffic. I've always been there either off hours or evening traffic. Not really sure what all the hard stop was back there, because everything seems to be flowing just fine. And found the traffic. I'm thinking about rerouting. If I can make it, I'm going to do it. Yep, I'm going to do it right here. Yeah, that's full stop. I ain't playing that. I don't want to be sitting in that. Somebody's going to rear end me, and I don't need that. I've had enough of that. Garmin is giving me a street alternative that I was supposed to have turned on a couple miles back, but I thought, okay, well, certainly Waze knows better, right? So we'll try a different route through town. Maybe I'll find some breakfast. I need to get fuel eventually anyway. It's getting low, but over here off of Airport Boulevard or Airport something. I don't know what this is. I missed it, whatever that was. 17th Avenue North. Turn left, turn right. It's so lost. It's saying turn left, turn right, turn left, turn right. Now, I ain't playing. I'm just going forward. I'll let it figure it out. It just, I don't know if it came through on camera, but it said turn left, and then it says turn right, turn left, turn left. You know, come on. Eat my ass, Waze. So I'm in the airport now. I'm going to have to circle out of here. But hey, I get to visit the airport, right? It's totally lost its mind. It's saying turn right. How can I turn right? Am I going to go spelunking in the bushes? I don't know if I can get out of here. This is parking. It's economy parking. I don't want economy parking. Yeah, Waze has totally lost its mind. University Avenue. It's just going to try to route me back to the highway. I'm going to find a fuel station and stop and look at the route, and I'll probably just go sit somewhere and have breakfast for an hour and let the morning traffic rush die down, I guess. This will be a trick. Messer Airport. Whoa. Yeah, this is going to be a trick. Oh, yeah, my butt hurts, butt hurts, butt hurts. Oh, I got butt hurt, man. I'm butt hurting. So, I'll find a different place to eat. It's certainly not going to be highway. Yeah, it's trying to put me back on downtown, so I'm going to figure this out on my own time, because this is wasting my time. Okay. So I went round and round for, I don't know, half a mile or something, just trying to figure out what the GPS was doing, screwing up my morning. But it was a good thing, because I stopped here. I went over there to that Amoco, and they have no base unleaded, and half of their pumps are bagged up. So I came over here to BP, and I tuned into the live stream just to let everybody know what's going on. And one of my viewer subscribers, Jason, is right here in this area, and he said, well, man, if you go over to the Huddle House just a few miles down the road, I'll meet you there with my Super Cub. So cool. I want to have a bikes and breakfast with a subscriber. It's cool. So it's not too far from here. I don't know what it's saying, 44 miles. It's not 44 miles from here. I hope not. Maybe it is 44. There was one that I was looking at that was only 15 miles, and I thought that was great, but, you know, if it's 45 miles, then Maybe I need to tune back in and let him know. Yeah, that's the right address. Let me make sure it looks correct. It's telling me to get around on 20, curve on around and go. Goodness. Oh, it's going to be a little bit. He said it's right there at, yeah, Covered Bridge Road. That's the one. Quit. Okay, so I'm 44 minutes away. All right, I'm going to tune back into the live stream real quick and let him know that I'm 45 minutes away, not 20 minutes away. That's a difference. All right, figure out what I'm doing here. Buffering the stream. Okay, there we go. So if he says something, change of plans or whatever, then I'll just keep on trucking. But man, I do not want to mess with this highway traffic, so I've got to go through that crap to get over where he is. Not a lot of choice on the matter. There's really no other way to get there. So what to do? Let's go this way. I think I'm supposed to go, yeah, left onto the Boulevard North. Okay, well, can I do that? No, this is, yeah, that's a one-way, not a one-way. Looks like a one-way. What the hell? Where are the stripes? The stripes are all disappeared. I saw that guy going, so I was like, okay, yeah, this could be it. All right, so what am I doing? 2.3 miles. Well, maybe it's going to bypass some of the traffic on the highway. That's great. That's my plan. I'd much rather take these slower surface streets in a unfamiliar morning rush hour highway situation, because I almost got taken out. I don't know if I had the camera rolling. I don't recall. Came around a bend right here just by that exit, and it's kind of a rise and a fall off to the right, and traffic is just stopped in the left 3 lanes. I mean, full stop, and everybody else, me and all the people behind me, are going 75 miles an hour. So yeah, that was dicey. I got in the brakes and went to the right lanes, and there were other people that were in kind of the middle to right lanes, and they didn't barely even hit their brakes and just shagged full speed hard right. I about got taken out by 3 people in succession. I'm on the horn, I've got the brights on, I'm slowing down, and oh man, I just about got nuked. So I decided, yeah, fuck that, I'm taking the shoulder. Got off the first exit. I don't need to play lunchbox game today. So I'll read my text very quickly. Okay, cool. Yeah, so he said he's 20 minutes away from it too. Cool, all right. Well, we'll do that, so it's not going to be a bad little reroute, hopefully. 1.5, 31st Street. Bump. You can't go any further, jack off. You wouldn't fit through there even if I wasn't here. over here, man. Old industrial district or something. I don't even know. I know nothing about Birmingham. Nothing at all. Absolutely zilch, other than the traffic sucks. In fact, this is the first time I've ever really been off of the highway in Birmingham. Birmingham is always a transit area for me. I'm just hauling ass through it to get somewhere else. McWayne, whatever that is. 31st Street. All right. This isn't supposed to be a through lane? What the hell is going on with the streets, man? Nothing's marked. It's like lane assignment, lane stripes. Everything is an afterthought. Hope I don't have to get right onto the highway with all the other craziness that's going on. We'll find out. It's your turn, man. It's your turn, man. It's your turn, man. Well, if you're not going to go, we are. "800 feet, turn left." All right. Yeah, it's just put me back on the highway is all it's doing. Hopefully, whatever that snafu was over there, I don't know if it was an accident or what, but after I got off the highway and I was getting fuel, I heard a bunch of emergency vehicles kind of rushing to that spot, and then the sirens quit. So I think there was a stack up either before or after I was there. I don't know which. Just glad I wasn't part of it. It's moving now, it's okay. I'm glad I verified with Jason which Huddle House he was talking about, because he's telling me an exit number, but that doesn't mean anything to me. And when you try to search that on Google Maps, it doesn't really tell you much. You'll say, you know, this highway, this exit, and it's just a generic Google search. The map doesn't give you anything useful. And I was looking at one that was at a different location. That would have been bad. Go the wrong way or totally different spot. So merge. I'm going to have to listen to the lady talk. I have no clue what's going on, and it's too hard to look at that little itty bitty map. "39 miles. Okay, so I just keep going on I-20. That's good. I love been crushing down highway miles for the last 30 minutes or so. This is my exit, 86 Brockwood Vance, and Jason said the Huddle House is just right there. You can see it from the highway. So, cool. I'm hungry. I could eat. I need some coffee. That's for sure. I haven't had anything yet this morning. Brushed my teeth and had a few swigs of water. That's it. So, time to put something in my stomach. Okay, so here we are. Here we are. Covered Bridge Road. Okay, so it's over here.
Turn right onto Covered Bridge Road, then turn left.
Or it's going to be on the left.
Take the next left, then your destination will be on the right.
Oh, yep, it's over there. Okay, cool. All right, I've arrived. It is breakfast time. It's a Huddle House in a strip mall instead of a standalone. I think that's the first one of those I've been to. And I see a Super Cub over there on the other end. Howdy, sir. Yeah. See if this is leaning over too far. No, that'll do. Oh, man. Howdy, sir. Good to meet you. Aaron. Nice. Like the Cub. Cool.
Yeah, it's my little bike. My wife's got one just like it.
All right. Well, Jason and I sat and chatted, had a good breakfast. He bought my breakfast. Thank you, sir. And he's got a Cub, and his wife has got a Cub, and whoa. Okay, that guy's coming. So, yeah, he doesn't live too far away from here, like 20 minutes or something like that, and this was a good stopping point. We're all kind of on the route in and out of this area, so he said next time I come through, hit him up, and we know a good place to eat, so that's awesome. All right, off I go. I don't think my GPS is working, but it's telling me where to go, so I'm gonna hit it. Yeah, my headset is disconnected. I was in the restaurant too long. The headset said, all right, I'm going to sleep. That was really cool. Thanks, Jason. It's good to meet you. Tell your wife I said howdy, and I hope the repairs on that Cub of hers go well. Broke the leg shield. That's a pain in the butt. Not her fault. I won't give details because that's not my business, but it wasn't her fault. Circumstances beyond her control. All right, 108 miles. Hammer down. The weather is looking pretty clear everywhere. I see a lot of cloud cover, but I checked the radar. There's nothing really coming down. I mean, a little like pop-up showers, but no big thunder activity or craziness that I'm going to have to deal with. I'm probably going to run into some road flooding from previous stuff as I get into Texas and maybe Louisiana, because boy, they got hit over the weekend. So we'll see how it goes. All right, well, we're coming up on a state line here somewhere. As I just passed exit 1, so I'm not sure what that's going to do. Or maybe it's just the terminus of one highway into another highway number. I'm not sure. Yep, that would be fine at a state line or just a highway junction. Lawrence County Welcome Center, 8 miles. That tells me it's a state line. Meridian, so still about 15 miles outside of Meridian, and I'm ready to relax and take a siesta. Mississippi, welcome to Mississippi. Have I mentioned that my butt hurts? My butt hurts, man. Oh, my butt hurts. I don't know what I'm going to do about my permanent pocket indentions, because they really don't feel good. It doesn't matter what I sit on, they hurt. Even sitting on the chair at the breakfast place back there with Jason. Oh, my butt hurts, man. I'm out of practice. I haven't been doing my long, crazy road trips for a while, and I've lost some of my gluteal fortitude. I must regain my gluteal fortitude. I think it's pants too. Underwear and pants. There's a side conversation. Hey, depending on what kind of boxers or briefs you wear, if the seam from the leg of it, you know, if that's right at the crease of your butt and you're sitting on that for a long period of time, it hurts. It really hurts. So I probably could have chosen my underwear better this trip. Well, I was having that same problem on the Cannonball back in 21 on the Super Cub, because those seats are so tiny, you know, you really can't move around much. And I realized that it was one of the 3 pair of jeans that I brought with me for that entire trip. One of those pair of jeans had a real bad habit of just eating my ass. Oh, it's awful. I finally just stopped wearing them. I threw them away before the end of the trip. I think it was out in California. I just shit-canned them. I put them in the trash bin. Couldn't deal with them anymore. I need to get, excuse me, I need to get some of those boxer briefs, you know, a little bit longer or something like that, because that's going to move the seams kind of out of the way. Not sitting on that for extended periods will be much better. I'm getting old man disease. I'm losing all the muscle in my glutes, so all I've got left back there is bony fat. And it's been okay until now, but after my wreck in October, I've been down so much, you know, not able to exercise and do my normal things. I've noticed that I've lost a lot of muscle mass. My shoulders have just disappeared. I'm bony. I look like, what was that actor's name that did the Captain America? You know, the little scrawny, tiny white kid, and then they infuse him with all the gamma radiation and all that, and he's, you know, super huge. I wasn't that super huge, but I wasn't scrawny. Now I could see my shoulder bones, my like shoulder caps. Crazy. And it's just not being able to use my arms because of the rotator cuff damage. So it's slowly getting better. I need to start doing more isometrics and light resistance exercise, you know, push-ups, things like that, that I can slowly try to build back up and not aggravate those tendons and cartilage and stuff in my shoulders. But the same goes for my butt. That's where we started the conversation. I noticed, man, my glutes are just disappearing. I'm getting flat ass syndrome. And that means less cushion for this kind of stuff. Ow, my ass hurts. Okay, I'm back on the road. I forgot to do my refuel report back there. I stopped at a Chevron station and grabbed a bag of spicy dill pickle chips and refilled my water bottle over here with ice water. They were going to charge me 58 cents or something like that for the ice water, but because I bought a bag of chips, they gave me the ice water for free. Okay. I'm not going to complain. So anyway, took about a 5-minute leg stretcher. I'm trying to get some blood flow back in my cheeks, and I don't talk about the ones on my face. Yeah, so anyway, headed on. Still 6.5 hours to go. I've got an ETA of about 20 minutes after 8 o'clock Houston time. It was about 7:30, but I've had a couple of stops and put me behind schedule, but that's okay. It's actually better that I get in a little bit later than to try to play around with all the rush hour traffic, because I have to go in the major thoroughfares. There's not really an easier way for me to get out there to Katy, so probably what I'll do is I'll take 99 up and around the top of the city and dump in on the west side of Houston, right there close to my house. Make things a little easier. It's expensive though. Good God, man. You run that 99 toll just from the like I-45 down around to the exit at I-10, that corner loop over there. I don't remember. I totaled it up a while back, and I want to say it was $18 or something like that. Might have been more. Might have been 22 bucks, something like that. Dang. But that's okay. Ready to get home, get out of these pants, and take a shower. And then I'll start loading all this stuff in the computer, offloading the video. I'll probably do a quick live stream, which you will have already seen by the time this is edited and posted, but I'll do kind of a finish up, quick ride summary, kind of a live stream when I get home. Just reuse the existing live stream that's already running, and I'll flip it to the remote camera and take a few questions, and then go nurse my wounds. Lay down, get off this butt. I'm okay if I'm laying out flat. It's just the pressure points, you know, on the butt, pocket, seams, and all that. Oh man, it's killing me. I need an ass transplant. I'm ignoring Waze. It's telling me to turn around and stay on the highway forever. I had to get off of I gotta turn it down. It's just driving me batshit. I couldn't stay on 20 and 59 and all that stuff anymore. It's putting me to sleep. I'm getting too sleepy. So I decided to come over here and take Garmin's recommendation, which is actually coming in at fewer miles. I don't know about time or whatever, but distance is like 30 miles shorter on Garmin's track. So I'm going to take some twisty scenic back roads and alter my mood a little bit, because I'm getting tired of playing games with fast trucks that can't maintain their speed and come flying up on the back of you and try to run you over, and then thread around you just to hit the brakes or go slow uphill. And yeah, I'm done. I'm losing my patience. I need to see some more green, more twists, less asses of trucks. It's still turn around. Nope. I'm going to follow Garmin today, see what Garmin does to me. If I end up lost somewhere, fine, I'll just camp tonight and go home in the morning. Had a couple of popo come flying up on me too, just fucking with me. I have no idea why. I'm going like between 65 and 68 in the right lane, slow, letting everybody go by me, and these cops just come flying up on me and park on my tire. What the fuck do you want? You're being an asshole and you're driving recklessly. You're following too close. You're being an aggressive prick. Go find a donut and a coffee somewhere and go fuck your hat. I'm not turning around. You might as well just shush. I'm going to shut Waze down, listen to some music, because I'm not listening to you. La 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 la. I'm not listening to Jeffrey.
Listen, I am not listening to you. I'm ignoring you.
La 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 la. I am not listening to Jeffrey, but he's still talking. I am not listening to you.
I really hate when you do that.
Then stop then, all right?
It's childish.
I'm not listening to Waze. This says 43 miles. I'm going 42 miles. Take a little side route. Now this is nicer. A whole lot nicer than 6 lanes of concrete, a bunch of asshole trucks, a bunch of cops that are hunting for victims. This is better. This fits my mood. Nice place. Nice place. This fits my mood just fine. Still clipping along 60 miles an hour, which is only 5 to 6 slower than I've been doing out there on the highway, and I'm not dealing with all the brutal crosswinds and douchebaggery. Much better. Much better. Patrick said, I guess he got tired of the super slab. Yeah, fuck the slab. I can't deal with that shit anymore. It's lobotomizing me. This is good for the soul. Screw the super slab, man. You know, I always wonder what the United States was like back in the 50s and 60s when all the smaller highways, you know, Route 66 and stuff like that, when they were the main thoroughfares before the interstates took over. I'll bet it was just amazing to road trip from place to place and see all the Americana and stop and actually visit with people and talk and have great home-cooked food and just learn stuff about everywhere you go. The super slab is the absolute opposite. It's the antithesis of that. Never stop, never talk to anybody, be aggressive, be an asshole, get to the other end as quickly as possible, fuck everybody and whatever's in the way. It's just, it's horrible. Little roads, small town America, small bore life, any of that, just get out and exist in the environment, in nature, and stop rushing through it, because I got news for you, people. we know the destination. The destination is the grave. We're all headed there. No one wants to talk about it. But what you do with your time and the people that you meet and the memories that you create, that's the important stuff. It's the journey, not the destination. Faster traffic coming up behind me, so I'm just going to find a place to pull off and let them go about their way. 'Cause I don't feel like pushing. I'm just going to relax. I'm already going 60 and that semi behind me running Bob. It's two of them. They're running 75 out here, and it's a 55 zone. They can just wait. Everybody's in a hurry. Find one of these driveways with enough advance notice. I'll pull off. Oh, they're pulling in back there, so they were just hauling ass to stop and turn. Okay, all right, see you later. Bye-bye. Nice ranch. I love it. I need to live out in the country. I don't even know where I am. I'm just following the map. 30 more miles to Highway 28. I'm somewhere in Mississippi, I think, still. I don't think I made it into Louisiana yet. Out here on these little country highways, rural roads and stuff, you're not gonna get off your bike. Ugh. The wind is blowing me this way. Cruise control, stay. Autopilot. Doink. Out here on these rural roads, you don't get state signs and stuff. You might occasionally, but they're going to be a little tic-tac, you know, the size of a speed limit sign or something like that. They're not going to be anything fancy like you see on the interstates. So you never know when you've crossed from state to state unless Google yells in your ear, "Welcome to whatever." Adopt the highway. Okay. I'll adopt it if I can adopt some of this land and just live on it. Van or a truck and a trailer coming hauling up ass behind me, so Let's see if I can find a spot to pull off and just let them go on by. Ow! Ooh, something hit my leg. All the good pull-off spots are on the wrong side of the road. And I just lost internet connectivity because the stream stopped. Okay, so junction 547. That's what I'll do right now. Let this guy go by. Plug in this camera. Oh, and get off and get a drink of water. Might as well take a picture while I'm here. Doodle doop 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 doop. Doop 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 doop. Highway 547. Yeah, there's a picture. There's a picture. Have found me. I gotta get moving again. Oh yeah, good cold ice water. Dead bug on the outside of the bottle, so extra pretty. Oh, listen to the ice. Good and cold. It's hot and sticky out here today. Very humid. Very, very humid. Strap this up so it doesn't go walkabout on the highway and end up through somebody's windshield, because it would. Well, if you hit this thing on the highway, it would mess all kinds of stuff up. Probably blow a tire out and cause you all kinds of hell. Okay. Other glove is in my jacket, as is the charger. Hook up the charger for this camera and we'll just keep on rolling, huh? Which end is which? There we go. Zoom, zoom. Damn, they're hauling balls out here. Nobody wants to relax on country highways anymore. Okay. Plug it in, plug it in. Blank. Yeah, I guess that's it. Okay. Well, back to rolling. Just wasting time. Must be a bunch of logging out here. I mean, I see this all cut down, but I've been seeing logging trucks everywhere. Clearing it out, making money. I don't know anything about that business. I mean, these clear plots and tracks like this for the wood, and then do they replant it and wait another 30 years or 20 years or whatever it takes to build up a good harvest again? Or are they clearing it out for other purposes? Unknown. I guess it depends on the job, huh? Okay, I'm sweating bullets. Hey! Let's go. On the road again. Westbound and down. Ooh, a lot of gnats. had to drop my screen earlier too because I wasn't getting enough airflow past it. I had it in the highest position for rain and you know, touring in general. But man, hot sticky days like this, these MadStat screens are fantastic. You just loosen up the adjustment knobs and you can pivot front or back or raise it, lower it. Don't do it while you're riding because as soon as you do that, it's going to flop to the rearmost position because of the air pressure. But yeah, I dropped it down almost all the way to the bottom, you know, maybe a 1/4 inch up, and get a little bit more air in my face and across my upper chest to keep me cooled down. Because it was steamy. I have no idea what my ETA is going to be at home now. Probably 9 o'clock. I don't care. If I get in before midnight, I'll be happy. Take a shower. Well, yeah, I'll probably, I don't think I'll take a shower first. I'll clean up my head and put a hat on so nobody sees my hat hair and my helmet hair. And I'll do a quick live stream, maybe 15-minute outro, and let everybody know how things went. And then I'm going to get a shower, and yeah, that's it. Let's go to bed. Put my ass in cryostasis until it heals. Or me in cryostasis, so I don't have to feel my ass while it heals. I don't know which. Past a, I think it was a national forest sign back there. I didn't take note of what it was. I saw it and meant to read it, but my eyes looked off to something that I saw moving over here on the left. Track the threat first, that's more important. And I missed reading the sign. I heard some old garage. Miles are still clicking down, 380 to go. That's not bad at all. I must already be in Louisiana, I guess. I don't know. I think it'll be pretty close. I thought it was about 380 miles to the beginning of the Natchez Trace from my house. Not sure what he's flashing about, but okay. Oh, he's just the blocker for the back of that guy. So they even have road sweepers out here. That's pretty interesting for little 2-lane country highways. That's a good job. Wish they do that in Texas. Pleasant Hill Baptist Church. So Pleasant Hill, is that where I'm at? McBride is that way. Fayette is this way. Fayette what? Not Fayetteville. Fayetteville would be Arkansas. Jefferson County. Okay, I see signs, and we're on West 28. Still don't know where I am, and that's gorgeous. I want to look at it. I can't look at it. This is how I like to spend my Sunday afternoons, you know, the proverbial Sunday afternoon. Just go out and find some random spot you've never been before and soak in the scenes, preferably on a small, slower bike. You know, this isn't small or slow, but, you know, that's why I like the mini motos and the small board life is get out on a scooter or something like that and just tootle along at 45 or 50 miles an hour and soak in the scenery. I guess I still have that romantic allure, that loss, the feeling of, you know, what could have been, you know, however you want to look at it. Because I grew up in a rural setting, you know, very, very rural. It was farmland. Edmond, Oklahoma, when I was a kid, the population was like 8,000 people or something like that, and it was just farms everywhere. So that's what I remember as a kid, and that feeling of freedom that we had back then just doesn't exist now. Even for adults, it doesn't exist unless you're lucky enough to live out in the boonies and the sticks somewhere. But, you know, with all the societal pressures and government and taxes and everything being the way that it is now, it's just not the same. I mean, life was so much simpler back then. And every generation always says that, oh, it's so much better or so much simpler when I was young. But it's true. I really do believe that it's true. You know, I hear my parents talk about that, and I think their generation, you know, coming up in the late 40s, early 50s, on through, you know, the baby boomer generation, I think kind of toward the middle of their lifetime into the beginning of mine, up to about, let's say, the early 90s, was probably the pinnacle. Because for me, when I was an early teen, besides the home stuff, we won't talk about that, but as far as society and the world in general, the Iron Curtain fell. The Cold War was over with the Soviet Union and all that, and it ushered in just, you know, I won't say world peace because that's bullshit, but all the tensions dropped and everything was great for about a decade. You know, trade was up, money was doing well. I mean, there's still energy problems and all that. There always will be because of politics. We won't talk about that either yet. But, you know, everything was still cheap. Goods were cheap. Inflation was manageable, you know, almost nothing. It was great. Food was still food and not artificial chemical packets masquerading as food. I don't know, man. I miss the good old days, you know, the proverbial good old days. And I talked about it in a previous ride. I think it was one of the scooter rides that I did with Neil and Adrian. The Arkansas trip that we did, Scooters in the Ozarks. I think that was the one where I was talking about it. And I don't know if it all made it into the video because I wasn't doing my raw videos yet. I may have chopped a lot of that out because it gets more along the political slant of things. But talking about doing these long road trips and traveling from place to place by motorcycle or car or whatever, with all these new agendas that are going on out there, the 15-minute cities and the carbon tax and, you know, Green New Deal and all this crazy shit that's going on, that kind of freedom is being erased. You won't be able to do that. And where I started, you know, the talking points on it were with electric cars and electric motorcycles and stuff like that. You can't do these kind of trips on electric vehicles, period. It's just not going to happen. You got to plan your entire route around where those recharge stations are, and then you've got to take hours and hours out of your day to sit there and recharge it to where you can get back on the road. So it's not this rolling nomad and almost ultimate freedom where you just go and see where the road takes you, and your chances of finding a fuel spot are pretty good. And you can always carry some more liquid go juice with you, and that's going to get you to the next town or whatever. So those days are numbered, I'm afraid, if the current political landscape continues moving along the way it is. It's not a great outlook. And again, you know, that's just, it's a generational thing, because it's horrible for people in my age group, Gen Xers and stuff like that, to think about that loss of freedom, because Gen Xers are the epitome of the wild child, you know, the wild kids. We're the survivors, man, because our parents didn't want anything to do with us during daylight hours, and you better have your ass back indoors by the time the streetlights come on, or we're going to beat you to death. So, yeah. So we learned wild foraging and survival in a urban or suburban landscape. I mean, we did what we had to do and had a blast at it, you know, and that we were products of that environment. So living that kind of a free life and knowing the ability to explore and go do stuff and figure out where your limits are, and if you made it out, you're still alive, so good for you. But younger generations coming up, you know, my kids, they don't know that kind of freedom, and it's just because society doesn't agree with that kind of stuff anymore, and they've never really experienced it. So for them to lose the ability to get on a machine like this and go across the country on, you know, a pittance, you know, just pennies compared to what it would cost to do it in a car or an electric vehicle or some nonsense like that, and an electric vehicle have that limitation on range, and you're always like, oh, well, where am I going to have to stop because I'm going to run out, that kind of mindset. To them, it's not that big a deal. They just adjust to it because they're a product of that environment. But for us that know the difference, it's dystopian nightmare, you know. The real power players that are running the game beyond state level actors, you know, it's the true deep state, the oligarchies and, you know, tech monopolies and everything out there. Those people that are pushing these agendas, you got to hand it to them. I mean, it's an impressive game that they play, because they play the long game. And when I say long, I'm talking 100 years plus. They're looking at 2 generations ahead minimum. Because if they can program out the old people and wait for them to age out and die, then whatever this new agenda, ideology, philosophy, whatever you want to look at it, paradigm of thinking, is normal to the people that are coming up. It's not alien. So they don't have any trouble pushing it through. Yeah, that's safe. 85, 90 miles an hour hauling a trailer, and okay, yeah, okay. You can have it, man. So obviously, if I post this, it'll be on the Raw channel, because I don't put this on the other one, but you know, it's the globalization thing. It started out as an interesting idea in my mind. I thought, okay, yeah, that's great. You know, let's specialize out particular areas. You know, countries that are good with manufacturing, let them manufacture. Countries that are good with engineering, let them do the number crunching, and people that are good at growing food, let them grow the food, and we'll just, you know, make this a giant melting pot. Well, the reality of that is it's being used to political ends to affect ethnic cleansings, and I don't know how deep I want to go into that conversation, but basically it's full-on population control, especially once they've got control of the food. You know, they've already had control of the media for the last 30, 40 years, but once they control the media and the flow of information, then they control the food, and they've already got control of the medicine as well. So, yeah, where is the out? You know, show me the fucking exit door, please. And they're like, okay, yeah, fine, here's the exit door. Take this pill and you're dead. No, that's not the exit door I was asking about. But that fits their need, their agenda. They don't want any more people. They're anti-human. They want to depopulate the planet. And it's not their family or their lineage or their friends that they'll be depopulating. It's yours, because you're not in that club. As George Carlin said, it's a big fucking club and you're not in it. My motorized fun chair here. My hope was to be an expat, go down to Brazil. My wife and I started building a portfolio of properties down there as soon as we got married, because it was easy for, you know, American money to go down there. It was worth more, so we got bigger investments that way. And we lost one huge one that I've talked about in the past. I had a 640 acre farm down there, and that's gone, unfortunately, and I put a lot of money in that, but it's another story for another day. But the other properties that we have are, you know, good, livable homes, a couple of cheap shit rental homes, and some empty properties that we've just never built or done anything with. Some commercial, some residential. So anyway, my plan was to go down there and either live there or sell that stuff and use that to finance buying a beach property or something in a nice, you know, temperate area, kind of southeastern Brazil, where it's not quite as hot as the northern part, and a resort town or something like that, whatever. But anyway, so if we didn't do that, then potentially, you know, sell that properties, most of them, and use the money to buy something in Costa Rica, or, you know, it didn't matter where, just get out of the rat race that is the United States, because there's no way to actually retire here and live comfortably unless you've got several $1 million sitting away somewhere in investments and live off that interest. But here, you can never stop paying, period. You just can't. I mean, there's no way to stop paying. You're always running on somebody's treadmill. You're running on the state's treadmill to pay property taxes. You're living to appease your homeowners association. You're paying ridiculous grocery bills, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars a month just to have basic sustenance these days. So whatever it is, there's no way to retire here in my mind. I've never even considered retirement here in the United States, because it's a non-starter for me. So now with Brazil going straight down the toilet, it's getting bad there. It's turning into Venezuela very, very quickly. I don't know what that means for my properties and, you know, all that stuff. I don't think we're going to be able to sell that and make anything out of it, and be able to live down there unless it's under full-on socialist, Marxist, communist regime, which is where it's headed right now. We'll see if it turns around. And then, you know, there's the whole home situation. I don't even know what that's going to look like in the near future. I've never broached this topic, and I'm not sure that this will even make it in the raw. I've actually considered spinning this stuff off to Men's Health. I'll create a Men's Health playlist, and it's going to be membership only. Nobody likes to hear anybody else bitch about things, but men's health is an issue here in the United States that is extremely overlooked, and it's a problem. And as men here in the United States, we're just used to it. Nobody gives a living, flying fuck about our problems. It's all about what can we provide. Men are only as good as what we can provide for the family. And that's true pretty much all over the world, but it's gone to new depths of depravity here in the United States, where men are actively vilified in everything that they do. You can't be masculine without being vilified, yet the women expect you to be masculine and be a provider, but they still want to control you and berate you for anything that you do, and you know, pull that feminist mindset of, well, I don't need you. Well, okay then, fuck off. How about that? You can already tell where I'm coming from. Screwed up. I didn't turn the camera on fast enough. This is the Natchez Trace right here. I just passed a sign. I think this is about halfway in the run. But yeah, Natchez Trace right over there, just behind this row of trees. Could have ridden that. Oh well, in the wrong spot. I could turn around and ride it, but nah, I'll keep pushing. This is pretty enough. I wanted to be off of the slab, and I succeeded. I just passed a sign that says Natchez Corporate Limits, City Limits. So this is Natchez, Mississippi. I've just never been over on this side of it. Interesting, I guess. Alright, I'm falling behind this dumb. What are you doing, man? Guy's wandering around, keeps brake checking me. I have no idea what he's doing. Now he stopped way back there. That guy's been sipping on the Mississippi moonshine. Okay. Oh, everyone's asking, do you think he'll hang us south in Baton Rouge or keep heading west? I don't know. Keeps going west. Livingston, 69.99 loop around. Yes, you are correct, Patrick. That is my plan. 69 to 99. You got it. Oh. God, it's hot out here, man. This is like gumbo thick soup. It is really, really steamy. Turn right. There's no way to turn right. It said go straight, not turn right, you shit munch. You all saw that. Oh yeah, now it's going to tell me to do a U-turn. God damn it. It said 0.1 go straight, and then as I'm going straight, it says, oh yeah, turn right. Can't turn right. Business. Nice red light, dude. Nobody coming, I go. I'm going to turn around here when people decide to let me. Close ways because it's toast. We'll just keep following Garmin. Hopefully it won't do any more of that last minute. Oh yeah, turn right. No, turn left. Oh wait, go back. Make a U-turn. Oh wait, no, you were going the right way the first time. Just go straight. My daughter's sending me a note. Hey, can you turn the air conditioner down? Yeah, I can do that. I can do it remotely from my phone. The world of modern convenience. And bills. So 13 miles on Louisiana Avenue. Okay, we'll do that. I'm starting to hear that ice crusher sound again. I don't know if it's just dry chain or what's causing that, but this chain and sprocket didn't do it when I I just put them on there before the trip, but now they're starting to do it again, just like the previous chainless sprockets. So I don't know. Hopefully I don't have a countershaft bearing going bad in this case. That would be uncool. I checked my oil. There's no debris or anything in there. So if the bearing is going bad, it's keeping to itself. Ooh, it's hot. And I only seem to hear it in the lower gears, first and second, but you know, it could just be that road noise and wind noise and everything is so much louder at higher speeds that I don't notice it. And the harder I load it at takeoff, the more I hear the crunch, crunch, crunch. And that's where I usually stop on my way in, is at the little sign over here to take a picture after the bridge. I've been this route many times, just not in this direction, at least not across town like that. Let's get over in the right lane so we can see the river, eh? Oh, we can see it in both. Look at that. Mississippi River. The mighty Mississippi. Oh. Louisiana, just past the sign. I'm retracing my steps from the Barber smallbore trip when I came back on the CT-125 with the trailer on it. Somewhere out here on this highway is where I picked up that roofing nail and ended my tour. I sat on the side of the highway over by a business out here and waited for my son to come pick me up in the truck. It took him 6 or 7 hours to get here. I was eaten alive by mosquitoes, but I'm glad that he could come get me. I was thinking about pitching the tent and just hanging out until the following day and have him come the next day, but it was good that he came to get me that night. It's out here, I think it's about another 10 miles or so, something like that. I had a house mover truck right behind me, and I mean right behind me. I was going as fast as I could go on that little thing, and this is a 55 mile an hour road. And I was pinned open going about 54, 55-ish, you know, right in that range. And this house mover truck was just on me. I mean, he was maybe 10 feet back from me at that speed. And, you know, there's nowhere I can go. And he's super, super wide, so it's not like me scooting over to the shoulder is going to help anything. So I was looking for a place to pull off and just let him go by. But he was so close to me, I couldn't even slow down to, you know, pull off. Like, what a dick. And then just right here on the right side of the lane, I picked up a nail and the tire went flat instantly. I mean, it was just immediate deflate, full blowout. Most tube punctures happen that way, at least on the road. And the back of the bike was swaying all over the place. The trailer was throwing everything every which way. Oh man, I thought that truck was going to eat me. And I ended up intentionally, it fishtailed like 3 times, and it was aiming like toward oncoming traffic, and I was like, no, not going to do that. And I just stood on the right side and forced the bike off into the shoulder and bailed when it got down to about, I don't know, 10 miles an hour or something like that. And it just lopped over on its side and slid, didn't hurt anything, didn't damage anything. And the asshole in that truck, he didn't stop. He just kept mowing right over me as I was going off the side of the road, probably laughing. And nobody stopped. I mean, multiple people saw me go off the road and nobody stopped. I was surprised at that. A bunch of shits. So anyway, I pulled the thing up out of the ditch and I walked it back over to the opposite side of the highway and then just hung out at a business that was right there. And there was no shade to be had anywhere. It was hot. I didn't have any water. I didn't have anything because I had just emptied out all my stuff right before I hit the highway. I thought, yeah, I'm not going to need it. It's just a straight shot home. Yeah. Murphy. So I had been there for about 4 hours, 5 hours, and it was just a little bit before my son showed up, and there was a county sheriff that was going along the right side of the road here, and he was looking at businesses, and I don't know what he was doing, just welfare checks, whatever it was, and he saw my headlamp that I was wearing over on the opposite side of the road, and he came over real slow, and he started creeping up on me, and he put the spotlight on and was looking at me, and I waved at him. Hey, how's it going? He's like, are you stuck out here? I said, yeah. He said, how long have you been here? I said, I don't know, 5, 6 hours. And he's like, my God, you got to be kidding. Why didn't you call us? Holy shit, a nice guy, a cop. It's so rare to run into those. And he's like, why didn't you call us? We would have come out to help you. And I said, well, I didn't know who to call. I've already got somebody coming with a truck to pick me up. And he said, well, how long is it going to be till I get here? I said, I don't know, another hour or two or something like that. And he's like, damn, well, have you had any water or anything? I've got some bottles of water and some chips and all kinds of stuff in my car. You're welcome to it. And I was like, protect and serve. Thank you, man. That is just amazing. I'm not even from here, and this guy is trying to take care of me. That was really amazing. It was very heartwarming. So he gave me this big bottle of water that he had. He had like 3 or 4 of those smart water, and he's like, here, have this. And gave me a bag of Pop Smart popcorn or something like that. And he sat with me, and we were just chatting for like, I don't know, half an hour or something, and then a call came in on his radio, and he's like, well, I gotta go. Are you gonna be okay? I'll come back and check on you in 30 minutes. If you're still here, I'll bring you some more food or something. Holy shit, man. And I didn't catch that guy's name. I felt like such an ass. He was such a nice guy. Young guy. I mean, he was probably early 30s, maybe mid 30s or something like that. Just as down to earth and genuine as can be. Okay, I think this is the spot where it happened. It is. I'm pretty sure it is. It's right in here. Because the business that I pulled off to was just off to the left, and they had a big clearing, and there's a little sign. It's right up here somewhere. It's very, very close. So I was going through this section at this speed right here. I was going, 55-ish miles an hour, give or take just a couple miles an hour, on that little CT-125, just wringing its neck. All I could do. And I had this house mover up my ass. Wouldn't give me an inch. So I was looking at the shoulders, trying to figure out, okay, well, can I scoot off now? Not a good idea. Because then when he goes by me, if he pushes me or hits me, or, just the gust front, the bow wave from that thing would probably push me off into the weeds. So I was trying to find a spot where I could actually stop and get pulled away. It's got to be right up here. I mean, it's just right here. I know this section. I stared at it for 7 hours. I'll find it. Oh, cool. Crop duster just about buzzed my helmet. He was so low. He went up and then back down, and he's getting ready to dump on that field. I heard a like an engine. I was like, where's that coming from? Oh, it's over my head. Can't see him through the trees. I'm sure he sprayed this field right over here. See, here he is. He's just playing over the fields. He's not dumping anything. I haven't seen him drop any yet, but he's either playing or practicing, because he's doing low runs right over the fields and swooping up and over the road, just barely high enough to clear these power lines. Here he is, trying to turn my helmet and look the other way. He's playing, having fun. It scared the shit out of me when he went over my head, though. He was low. All I heard was prop wash. I was like, what the? Oh, there's a plane right here. Not even 30 feet above my head. Yeah, I think I missed the spot when I was looking at the crop duster. I can see him in my mirror behind me now, too. Yeah, it was right back there, because up here, the Highway 28, I was about, I want to say 3 miles before this intersection up here, So that's how I was telling my son to come in and find me, is come in on 28 and then come down this way, and I was on the right side, on that side of the road over there, sitting in front of that business forever. Anyway, interesting. I got eaten alive by mosquitoes, but meeting that sheriff was or constable, I guess, was really cool. Nice guy. And I'm okay on fuel, so I'm just going to keep trucking. Probably got another 50 or 60 miles in this at least. I don't want to stop. I want to keep on pushing. Little Cachata Casino action here in Louisiana. Coming down, what is this, 164? 165, sorry. 165 toward I-10. Right here at Lake Charles. Real close to it anyway. I've got 4 miles and I hang a right on 1150. That's what this one says. That one says go 22 more miles. I'm debating on which one I want to take. Waze or Garmin. Look it! Wake up. The integration between those two apps is such a pain in the ass. Yeah, so still cooking. I'm going to get home tonight. Arrival time is saying about 9:45 Central Time. So I'll try to get in the house somewhat quickly. Actually, it's going to be later than that because I'm going to have to make one more fuel stop. So I'll get there at probably 10. I'll shuffle myself inside quickly and strip off these dirty clothes and wash up my face and throw a hat on, and I'll try to do a live wrap-up. So that'll close out the 5-day long live stream. Yeah. All right, checking in again from Lake Charles, Louisiana. Just about to go over the bridge. Back in toward the Texas side of things. And still looking at about 2.5 hours to get home. I need to stop and get fuel one more time, I think. I think I can get all the way home on this load. So, going to be one more fuel stop. I should be getting home about 10 o'clock. It's saying 9:40, but plus another 10 minutes or so for the fuel stop. So, wish me luck. I've been staying away from all the rain. I've been seeing it raining in various spots, and I've gone across some wet roads, but I have not actually seen any rain on my head today, so that's good. This is a steep bridge. Someone lost a ladder back there, yikes. Big old bridge. And Petrochem City right over there, man. It always stinks out here. It's kind of cool when they have the stacks burning, though. They'll light the exhaust fumes on some of these sometimes to burn off whatever it is. Pretty cool looking at night, especially when it's overcast like this, because it lights the whole sky up. Excuse me, lights the whole sky bright orange. They're good. It's not that I don't trust you or anything, but I don't trust you. Yeah, one of these cars in front of me smells like chlorine. What the hell? Ah. Like real strong chlorine. What the? You filled up your tank with the wrong stuff there, Jack. Oh, no, and see, I went and said something. I should have kept my mouth shut. Now I'm getting rained on. It's just a sprinkle, though. I think it'll be all right. No need to put on the rain suit. Okay, 2.5 more hours. Well, the rain found me. Or I found the rain. I don't think this is going to be very long-lived. It looks like it's all right here, so I'm not even going to bother trying to stop, especially in this shit. Construction on I-10, man, this is like the worst possible place to try to stop for anything. So, I'm stuck without rain gear until I can get out of this, and I'll just hunker in and get wet. I don't care. I'm on the way home. I got nothing else to do, so if I get a little bit of soggy, it's alright. It's alright. And here's the Texas-Louisiana Bridge. Somewhere about halfway through this is Texas. Man, it's some kind of windy today. I've just been getting beat up. Texas state line, Orange County. Yeah, it's just crazy windy today. All the gust fronts and storm fronts. Haven't really been any storms, but just crazy windy. I mean, this is looking wet down here. And apparently while I was gone, this whole area just got hammered. So I'm expecting to see some flooding on the way in. Oh, these are bad bumps, man. On the Rebel, these are really bad bumps. Welcome to Texas. Welcome to the Houston traffic. It is a full stop shit show on the way in. I have no idea what's going on here, but this is bad. We're all doing 75 and come over a hill and BAM! Full stop. And now of course I'm the last guy in the queue, and I've got to make sure that other people see the back end of this bike. Oops, stalled it. I need to lift my visor. No clue what's going on, but I-10 is a parking lot. Yikes. And it doesn't say what's up. You would think it would be on Waze, you know, accident ahead or something. Well, so much for my good time that I was making. Ooh, it's going to be a little while. My butt hurts so much and my legs are so weary from riding, I don't feel like duck paddling through here and splitting lanes to get out of this. I'm just going to have to sit and wait like everybody else. My legs are so stiff, you know. I put my feet down for stops when I'm on the little back highway over there, and a couple times my feet just didn't want to get to the ground. Like, wait a minute, I know the foot's there, I know the ground's there. Where is it? Why is the bike still leaning? Too, man. I didn't have enough food today. It's windy AF out here, by the way. That's why I am getting pushed left, right, left, right, left, right. There's some kind of storm that's still blowing through here because it's been raining off and on. And it's quite gusty. You've got 25 plus mile an hour gusts ripping through here. Very hard to go straight, slow like this with the wind. The wind is on, the wind is off. The wind is on, the wind is off. 10 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour, 0, 20, 5, 0, 20. Yeah. This sucks, man. There was another route that could have put me in a little bit north of this. I could have taken the Alt 90 spur that goes more to the, a little bit more north than this, up around the top of town, but I don't know. It's almost impossible to idle that slow in this stuff, so of course I got an impatient car right up my ass. This sucks. This truly, truly sucks. If this retaining wall were a little bit higher, it could give me a windbreak, but it's not there. And of course I got a big bag on the back seat, so it's a sail. Loads of fun. Oh God, I need a new butt. Oh, these pants I think are what are giving me such a hard time. They're great pants, but they're not made for long distance riding like this. The pocket seams are just in the wrong spots. So yeah, I'm not going to do this again ever. Note to self, remind me, okay guys, don't wear these pants again. Not for a cross-country trip and wear them for 3 days in a row. Owie. Anyway, I stopped here somewhere. I'm just east of Beaumont somewhere, I think. Beaumont's going to be coming up right over there. I've been in Texas for 20 some odd miles, 25 miles I guess. Bike is getting low on fuel. It's going to need refreshed before I get home. I still have an hour and 14 minutes, roughly 75 miles. So, anywho, I'm gonna fuel this up, drink some water because I haven't had any since like noon today, and it's I don't know, whatever it is, 8:30 at night, something like that. Yeah, 8:40. Anywho, I'll catch up with you on the way into Katy, I hope. Needed the extra oil refined. Here you go. Here's your spot. This is one of the places that they'll light the stacks every now and then, and the whole sky turns orange. Pretty crazy. There's one flame over there, but it's a small one. Every now and then, when the cloud cover is just right, this whole area glows. So cool looking. That's a lot of petrochem, kiddies. Can't look at it. Have to ride. All right, and welcome back to Houston. You'll notice the average speed of the main lanes here. I'm running 84 and people are walking away from me. 90 miles an hour, 7 lanes wide. That's Houston for you. At least our highway is straight and relatively, curve-free and mostly bump-free. We got some pretty good ripples and stuff in here that'll jar your fillings out if you're not careful. But smoother and faster than a lot of other cities where they're going 80 and 90 and it's up, down, left, right, up, down, It's a little bit more deterministic this way, I guess. Crazy thing is the main lanes will be hauling balls like this, average speeds of 85 to 90. Everybody's running the same speed, and there won't be any cops out here enforcing that. But if you get in the toll lanes or the HOV and you start hauling ass, there'll be cops picking people off left and right while, they're getting people for going 70, 75 in there while people out here are going 90, Yeah, I was going to take 99 earlier, but traffic this late at night is thinned out on I-10, so I-10 is a straight shot. There's no sense in going up and around the loop. Now, if I'd come in more north part of the city, then yeah, 99 could have made sense, but it would have just added an hour or more to my trip, crazy amount of miles and toll charge. Stay over there, dummy. Accident or construction or something here on I-10, and everybody just came to a screeching halt all at once. Exit. Goddamn, dude, look at that shit. Came flying around me at 90. What the hell, dude? Just hurry up and wait. Enjoy that red light sitting behind everybody else. Dumb shit. That's pretty brave. I don't think I'd do that. Not around here. It's fast. I mean, he was moving along, but it didn't have enough light on the front of it, and someone's bound to run that over. Oh, I'm blinding this guy. Alright, back in my neighborhood. Finally. Ugh, gnats in the face. It is good to be back home. I'm going to take off these dirty clothes and these probably very smelly boots. I haven't had them off in, well, no, that's not true. I was going to say I haven't had them off in 2 days, but I did take them off to sleep last night because they were all wet and I didn't want them in the hammock with me. So, anywho, it was a good trip. We had a lot of fun at the 4th annual Life of Burch meet. And unfortunately, we didn't get to ride because the weather there sucked as bad as it did here. But we had a very good time just hanging out at the Airbnb. I keep wanting to say cabin. It's not a cabin. It's a house. It's a massive house. And we're probably going to rent that thing again next year. That was a really good deal. Got to see a lot of familiar faces and met a few new ones. Howdy to you all. It was so good to catch up with you again and to meet the new acquaintances. I can't remember everyone's name right off the top of my head, but I'm going to try to put that together for the video. So I will get into the driveway here, sign off as I customarily do, and then I'll convert over and do a little outro live stream showing the finale of the trip. And why is the car all the way back here? Alright, I'll leave this out here where I can get to it to unload it. Oh goodness. I'm back home. Mileage on the trip won't be 100% accurate because I didn't reset it. I'm missing about 200 miles, so it was right at 3,000 miles, give or take just a couple. And I know that for sure because I did one work commute with it, and just back and forth to the warehouse, it was accounting for another 100 and something miles maybe. But that was the oil change and when I put this thing all back together. So, anywho, thanks for tagging along, and I will catch you on the next one.